Welcome back. It's Couch Report, and as you know, this is one of my favourite times of the month, and that's looking through the new catalogues. Today it's going to be Marvel Previews number 47. These are all books listed now, and they will be shipping in October 2025. And I think this cover right here is going to be indication of a lot of the content in this book. Look at the headline, Everything Changes. Wow. I haven't seen this yet, so I'm really looking forward to it. Let's dive straight in. So we've got a huge Venom 250 here, and I've got to admit, that cover is pulling me in, even if I'm not reading the book right now. Al Ewing, Charles Soule, Terry Dodson, Carlos Gomez, and more, with a cover by Ryan Stegman. What a beautiful looking book. So 10 years from today, the Age of Revelation. And here we have it. Wow, 5 weeks of books. There's a lot of books. Let's dive into them. We've got Age of Revelation Overture #1 with Jed MacKay writing, Ryan Stegman art cover. Varied covers galore. The air rises, the resistance ignites. So X years later, the Revelation territory stretched from the Atlantic to the Mississippi, a mutant utopia ruled by the air of apocalypse. But beneath the surface, rebellion brews as a ragtag X-Men team strikes from the shadows. Revelation faces threats from within. It all begins here, the dawn of the Age of Revelation. Okay, I am on board. I've read the Zero. I've picked up X-Men to find out about, Douglas Ramsey, and I'm in. I'm all in. I know this isn't going to be an Age of Apocalypse revisit, because that was an amazing book back in the day, but this has got me excited. I hope it's got you excited too. Here we go. More Amazing X-Men #1. Jed MacKay, Mahmoud Azar, loads of variants, of course. Hope they survive the experience. X years later, on the run after a deadly clash with Revelation's chief assassins, the shattered X-Men desperately gamble everything on one last mission. With help from an unexpected ally, they venture into the haunted ruins of Grey Malkin. What did they find there, which may change everything if they survive? Wow, I'm tongue-twisted words here because I'm so excited. And I didn't think I would be about X books. I'm a Spider guy, right? We have more. So Grey Malkin actually sounds interesting. That's Xavier's mansion, right, which has been taken over in the current X books, and it's basically a centre of all mutant hate. Basically, they're all being experimented on, and it's terrible. There's a huge battle that's raging there, or has already raged. I'm catching up. That's really interesting. We got a really ragged-looking Cyclops there, and a few other memorable characters. Interesting. So X-Men Book of Revelation. Jed MacKay, Netho Diaz. Jed MacKay is being put to work here. He's the architect of the whole thing. So the game of power commences. All right. X years later, after the assassination of one of his prize choristers, Revelation welcomes a new mutant to his capital city of Philadelphia. But the capital of the Revelation territories hides many dangers, not the least of which are air rival cloisters. I can't pronounce that word. Churisters. We're going to get it, guys. We're going to do this together. And Fabian Cortez will allow no one to challenge him for Revelation's favor. So Fabian Cortez, from what I know, they break him out of prison because he can amplify Douglas Ramsey's power of God, the word that he has, a bit like Preacher. So he's a big person. If he turns, we got trouble. But anyway, this new mutant has a secret ally, the Ghost of Philadelphia. So the Ghost of Philadelphia is going to turn up and give them some trouble. I wonder who it is. Other people have probably worked it out yet, but I'm not that clever. So even more books, but this time Gail Simone and Lucas Wernick, Unbreakable X-Men. Of course she's going to be doing the X-Men there. And it's got the kind of Ultimate X-Men X logo there, but Unbreakable on top. So that's interesting. So what do we got? Cry Mutant, Cry Blood. X years later, and the Uncanny X-Men have been shattered by loss and tragedy and scattered to different locations around the world. At Haven House, only 3 remain, wounded, grieving, and guarding the portal to the terrifying Penumbra, which is pretty dark. Gail Simone set this up in the current Uncanny X-Men book. It is a dark, horrible place. It's where all the people who have been naughty to their relatives who are mutants are sent to this permanent hell, purgatory, of place of torture guarded by this giant god. It's frightening. Can they stop the thundering darkness that has lurked below the surface of centuries, screaming to break free, or will they fail and watch a vengeful god bring an army of tormented souls to the surface, crying for mutant blood? That's going to be dark. I'm looking forward to that one. Okay, moving on. It says Expatriate X-Men, Eve L. Ewing, Francesco Mortarino. Okay, United by War, Expatriate X-Men. Okay. So, like the fallen and reassembled United States, the new team of Miss Marvel, Bronze, Melee, and Rift rises. They have seized control of the Mississippi River waters that divide mutant kind from the rest of humanity. Feared and powerful, their guerrilla tactics keep them in control until a high-stakes mission to extract a valuable asset threatens to tear them apart. Can they hold together when everything's on fire? Now, no disrespect to the creators here, but I just can't stand Kamala. She's not a leader. And if you watch my other videos, you'll know how I feel about her. I think this book sounds exciting, but it's the one that I'm least excited about. But we'll see. We're going to review it, we're going to read it. But again, this one I pretty like. Now, Saladin Ahmed and Edgar Salazar on this, the last Wolverine, and they flipped it a little bit. So we got the people of Vancouver cheer a new hero, the wonderful Wolverine, also known as Wendigo. Now, Wendigo is this new mutant that Wolverine rescued and has been mentoring from the first arc of Saladin Ahmed's Wolverine tenure. I haven't enjoyed the Wolverine run at all, really, apart from maybe the last issue, which was pretty cool. And this character Wendigo, I just don't care. I don't think anyone cares about him, really. So I'm not sure why they've gone down that route. Anyway, but what happened to Logan? That's why I'm interested in. What happened to Logan? Now, a secret from Wolverine's past will set the last Wolverine on a mission to uphold his mentor's legacy, unless a dire threat burns it all down first. Now, a mutant Wolverine I am interested in is Laura Kinney. She is one of my favorites. Now, this is called Laura Kinney Sabertooth. So in Wolverine, it ain't Logan. And in this one, she's not Wolverine anymore either. She's become the new Sabertooth, which in itself is a very, very interesting premise. I hope Erica Schultz could pull it off with art by Valentina Pinti, because I'm sorry, again, you're always going to get my honest opinion. I'm not enjoying Erica Schultz's Laura Kinney. It was unreadable for me, really. So hopefully this is a different twist and she can work some magic and, recoup some faith from me. But let's see what it's about. 8 years later, she's taken the name of once a bitter enemy Sabertooth, the fight beside Revelation himself. Why did Laura Kinney abandon her legacy? What secrets does she keep from the mutant world? When loyalty changes, blood means everything. So, again, it does sound interesting, and I will reiterate, I'm always going to give my honest opinion. I don't hate the person, right? I just don't like some of their work. That's all. It's never personal. It's purely based on the work. So don't get upset, guys. So, we got even more Rogue Storm. Right, this is Mirua Ayodele. I'm trying to get names right. Roland Oboshi. So this sounds interesting too, actually. I mean, look at that cover. Look at that cover. Rogue looks badass in that red costume. What's it all about? Kill the goddess, save the world. That sounds ominous. It says, with Earth's gods gone, only Aurora Monroe Storm, the mutant god of storms, remains. She is a goddess driven mad by dark magic and grief. Okay, so she's turned bad. That's good news. Well, not good news, but that makes it interesting. Anyway, now, as Storm threatens to freeze the world into a new ice age, Rogue leads a team of killers and legends. All right, Gateway, Iceman. Iceman's back. I was asking the other day, and they were like, where's Iceman gone? I haven't seen him for ages. Here, he's back, he's here. Phantom X, Spiral, and Warpath. That sounds like a badass team. The mission of this Uncanny X-Force is to kill Storm. So again, sounds very interesting. I'm pumped. And of course, I'm pumped to see Deadpool. Who isn't? Who isn't? Look at that cover, all like zombified up. It looks amazing. So this is Tim Steely and Carlos Magno. This cover, by the way, is E.M. Geist, and it's beautiful. Of course, all of these books, more or less, have about 50,000 variants. So get ready. Get ready. Now, the Merc with the mutated mouth hungers. And the virus ravaging the Revelation territories has finally made Wade Wilson into what he always wanted to be. A mutant, but not like this. Not like this. Deadpool's healing factor is on override. His mind a passenger in a body that hungers and cannot be sated unless he devours the life force of mutants. His next targets are the new blood known as Fearless, Magni, Kid Man-Thing, and Fantastica. It's Deadpool like you've never seen him. Also, it's people that he can kill and you won't miss. But I'm still going to watch it, or rather read it. It looks like it's going to be a whole bunch of fun. Binary, Again, I'm not excited by this one at all. Shot by Stephanie Phillips with Giada Belvisio. We all know which audience this is going to be targeted at, and I'm not it. But let's read it. This is Binary, and the universe burns with her. They've had this character in and out of everywhere, gone through so many different iterations over the years. So let's see what happens here. In the ashes of the old world to survive, she is reborn. A cosmic force channeling the phoenix itself. With the universe crumbling, Binary returns to save what's left. But power, this great, always comes at a price, and the end of everything might begin with her. Okay, of course I'm going to review it, but I'm just not looking forward to this one. Anyway, Jason Liu and Sergio Davila are working on X-Avengers #1. Now, this is really interesting, actually, because I've been doing a little bit of research in this. So, Earth's mightiest, hated and feared. X years later, Earth still needs the Avengers, but what happens when those who are left have transformed into mutants? Danny Moonstar leads a new team of Avengers: Hawkeye, Vision, Water Widow, Shang-Chi, Variable Man, and Cannonball. Okay, Cannonball's back to protect the planet, but can these X-Avengers protect all of the Earth, including the Revelation territories? Yes, it is an eclectic team there. It's all very interesting. I like old Hawkeye's got a bit of a beard going there. I don't know why Moonstar's the new Captain America. I suppose that's it's going back to Native American Indians and I guess things like that, you know. So it makes, I suppose it makes sense to think about that. Again, I'm excited about the concept and the idea, so looking forward to that. Don't worry, I'm not going to read all of this. I'm only going to read the new ones. So Sinister 6. This is another one that's getting me excited, especially because David Marquez is writing it with Rafael Luriero. So on the art. So a Sinister heist. Mr. Sinister assembles an elite strike force to take his rightful place on the throne of Revelation. So he's obviously going to be the one of the opposing forces against Doug Ramsey. What has Sinister offered Havoc, Black Cat, Domino, Omega Red, Phantom X, and Venom to convince them to take on impossible odds? I don't know, but I'd like the sound of that team. Are Sinister's misfits throwing their lives away? Was Revelation underestimated how far his subjects will go when there's nothing left to lose? I don't know, but judging on that cover and the team behind it, that's going to be one of the books I'm looking forward to the most. Now, the Amiga Kids I wasn't interested in until I learned what the Amiga Kids were, and they are not great. They're snitches, basically. If there's any dissent, or their parents or people they know are talking bad of Revelation, you know what? These guys grass them up. That's not nice. So it's Tony Fleeks and Andres Genelet, which is a good creative team. I like Tony Fleeks' stuff. So Kid Amiga's all grown up. Quentin Quire, who's one of the most powerful mutants out there with his sort of mind powers, protects the dream of mutant supremacy and independence as head of the Revelation Territories spy network. Sounds brilliant, of course, because he is like I say, the sort of one of the most powerful telepaths and psychics. But when a conspiracy threatens the mutant utopia, Quire and his psychic students will have to distinguish friend from foe. Has Quentin got what it takes to carry the dream forward, or will the next generation replace the former revolutionary? So that one does sound absolutely cool, much like this one, Cloak or Dagger. No, not Cloak and Dagger, because there's a twist. There's Justina Island and Lorenzo Tameta. It's called Ghosted. So X years later, and Tandy and Tyrone have tied the knot, but their bond has come with a terrible cost. Now they can no longer exist on the same plane at the same time. Reunited at last, the fan favourite characters from the hit Marvel rivals face a love story warped by power and fate. Now that sounds fantastic. Imagine them going in and out. So like a tag team. It's brilliant. And them sort of fighting to be able to be in the same place at the same time when they're using their powers. Sounds fantastic. Now, Radioactive Spider-Man, I have my reservations. Joe Kelly is doing what he's doing over on Amazing Spider-Man. And I'll just be honest, like I say, I'm just not enjoying it. It's not classic Spider-Man. It's going to be forgotten. Hasn't reached the depths of Zeb Wells' damage, but it's working on it. And I hope Joe Kelly pulls it out of the bag, because I like Joe Kelly. I love Joe Kelly. His Deadpool work, all the other stuff he's done, it's been fantastic. He just needs to get Spider-Man right. But the art is by Kev Walker, and for me, that is an instant purchase. So very, very happy with that. Now this says unfriendly and unstable. X years later, the X virus decimated New York, but Spider-Man won't stop fighting. In a desperate gamble, Peter Parker douses himself with lethal radiation to hold the infection at bay. I think that's what that machinery is doing on him. I think it's keeping in there. Survival comes at a cost, though. While this may not kill Peter Parker, it sure messes him up. This is the most dangerous and mutated Spider-Man ever, and he's not alone. As you can see, he's grown some extra appendages there. So we'll see what happens. again, I think, is this whole catalogue Age of Revelation? It looks like it. I mean, I've never seen Marvel take over literally every single book they published. I mean, there's always been a few that aren't connected, but wow. Okay, Iron and Frost. Cavan Scott, which sounds great. Ferrari, Coleman, cold as frost, hard as iron. So this is Emma Frost and Tony Stark, I take it, or whoever the Iron Man is. So X years later, after 3K's devastating terrorist attack, so they are they're like a terrible terrorist organization. Are they anti-mutant? I think they're anti-mutant. So the attacks cost Tony Stark and Emma Frost everything. The Heartless Queen returns to what remains of her past. Secrets hide in the ruins of New York. The Hellfire Club has a dangerous new leader. So it sounds to me that Tony Stark dies and she sort of takes on the mantle of Iron Man and the Hellfire Queen. I guess she's going to go back and try and be. Wow. Okay. Got me. You've got me. I'm in. Long shots. So this is Jerry Duggan and Jonathan Hickman. Say no more. I'm in. I'm absolutely picking this up with Alan Robinson art. The Dustin Weaver cover has also just completely solved this for me. It sounds brilliant. So it says, buy this comic or all of your favourite heroes will die. X years later, and Mojo's got a new game for Wonder Man, Hellcat, Bishop, Rhino, and Kraven to play. That's an interesting bunch. There are no rules. One survivor wins, the others die. Mojo promises you can vote for the winner with your dollars, but you probably can't. Mojo cannot promise that any of this is true or that you can even vote, as all decisions will be made by Mojo and Mojo alone. In his Mojo Dojo, it's fame or fatality in the wildest X book of the year. I'm in. I'm absolutely in. I'm absolutely in. It says here, they've got an asterisk here to something. It says, void where prohibited, no purchase necessary unless you plan on missing out on one of the greatest comic book series you'll ever read in this lifetime. So this sounds like it's just going to be an absolute laugh. And if Jerry Duggan and Jonathan Hickman are coming together, it's bound to be one of the best books of this whole Age of Revelation run. So I'm up for that. So this is the new one, The World of Revelation, #1, Ryan North, Al Ewing, and more. So the world outside your window is gone. So X years later, what happened to the Fantastic Four and what horrors plague the East Coast? How does the rest of the world survive the rise of Revelation? And far above on Araco, what does Apocalypse think of his heir's new empire? Discover the far-reaching impact of Age of Revelation across the Marvel Universe. Okay, so this is going to hopefully explain what happened to all the other teams and all the other people, right? Maybe bring them all together. So I'm guessing it's going to be short stories like an anthology. So in that, so Fantastic Four Gargoyles. I remember the Gargoyles as a kid, but I won't be picking this up. That's not for me. By Greg Wiseman and Enid Balam. I know sometimes host of my other show on the channel will be picking these up. He loves Gargoyles and all those things, but no, not for me. Return to Planet Hulk. Now this sounds very interesting. I'm rereading Planet Hulk right now. I didn't read all of it many years ago when it came out, which I think is about 20 years, right? So I'm picking this up to Greg Pak and Carlo Pagulian. So I'm very excited about this. It's an all-new story. Gary's not in this. Gamma irradiated gladiatorial action on Planet Hulk. So it says green blood will flow and sparks will fly. After escaping the Red King's deadly arena, Hulk faces ferocious monsters and smashes his way through malicious machines and wild robotic terrors in one of his most important battles of survival on the war-torn planet of Sakaar. Two possible destinies are at stake. The Sakaar son, savior of the planet, or the World Breaker, the legendary destroyer. Will his rage only fuel the chaos of this alien world? Trust us, you're not going to want to miss out as superstar writer Greg Pak returns to his seminal run in this epic, gripping tale. Well, I'm 100% up for that. So we're moving on to the DC tie-ins now, I guess. So that should be exciting too. Let's have a look. I did do a little video earlier from San Diego Comic-Con that announces some of the other books in that series, and it sounds real good. Look at these covers. Holy moly. They've even updated it. So Marvel DC's Deadpool Batman #1 now has, I don't know how many covers, but look at them. They look fantastic. I mean, I know which cover I'm getting, guys. I definitely know which cover I'm getting. That looks amazing. Like Art Germo, Stanley Lau, his work, again, I've been following him for years before I think he even got into comics, and it's always absolutely beautiful. Look at it. Okay, Peach Momoko, who I love her style as well. We get a cover from her. And this one is a homage, of course, the Wolverine and Hulk covers by Ryan Stegman. Looks good. So Batman Deadpool. That's definitely on my list. I'm looking forward to that. Now, White Tiger is reborn. He's bringing him back. So Daniel Jose, Older, and Cynthia Pelayo with Moises Hidalgo and more. The return of the White Tiger. Did not expect to see this in the solicitations. So Ava Ayala, is the current welder of the powers of the White Tiger, bearing the amulet of power that imbue its host with a connection to mystical power and martial arts prowess. As Ava returns to her old stomping ground to protect the innocent, she becomes embroiled in a mystery that forces her to confront her family's murder and convoluted history, linking them to the White Tiger mantle. Okay, I'm in. The art looks cool. I wonder if there's any interior art. Oh, there isn't. That's a shame. Definitely bored. So far, I'm pretty much picking up, reviewing every Marvel book that's coming out that month. Crikey. Amazing Spider-Man Torn. So hopefully we're going to get a good Spidey book. Please. We've got JMS, J. Michael Straczynski on it with Pere Perez and the cover by Adam Hughes. So I'm honestly praying this is going to be fun. The cover here on the right is my favourite out of the two. It's absolutely knocking my socks off. This looks like Spider-Man. It's got a JMS on it. He did an amazing, pun intended, run God knows how many years ago. So hoping he can bring back some magic to Spider-Man. Let's find out what it's about. It's one of the most important Spider-Man rise returns to the webbed wonder. That's right, J. Michael Straczynski is back, but this time he's digging to a very different part of Spidey history. Jump back with us to Peter's college days at Empire State University with Gwen, Harry, MJ, and Flash. But not everything is rosy and happy as the new evil rears its head in a way that's sure to impact Peter's future. Okay, I'm on board. Please give us some. I don't read these before I do the video. No, there's no preview art. That's a shame. So Venom 250 is leading up to 252, which is going to have Venom appearing in a very familiar costume, which isn't black. So this is them gearing up to that issue. So the return of Knull. So Venom and Mary Jane Watson are stuck with each other. Why is Mary Jane Watson Venom? Can someone please explain to me why that was a good decision? I just don't know. Anyway, it says they are together, they're stuck together, and life just isn't letting up. But at least things can't get worse, can they? While the hits keep coming on Earth, the cult of the Void gathers in the depths of space. And only one Skrull soldier knows their terrible secret. Knull has returned, and nowhere in the galaxy is safe. Join us as Venom celebrates its legacy 250th issue. But that cover right there on the right, it is looking pretty. This is Al Ewing and Charles Soule and Terry Dodson, Carlos Gomez, and more. So I guess there's various artists. There's going to be one main story and a few backup stories in there. So we're definitely going to review that. We'll jump on the Venom title to review that for 250 because I can't read it at the moment. So Marvel Rivals, I'll be picking up. If you like the game, I guess that might be up your street. But we have another Spider-Man story, a Spider-Man Noir. Someone very, very big in the game has returned. Eric Larson. Now, he said he would only come back if he could do Spider-Man Noir. And here we are. This is Andrea Bracado artwork with a cover by Simone DeMeo, which looks pretty cool. So there's a brush up on the coolest Spider-Man before he hits the small screen. Of course, I think we've got, is it a TV show or a film coming soon? So I guess this is going to get you all geared up and excited for that. Spider legend Eric Larson puts on his writing hat to reinvent this Spider-Man like he did the original with rising star artist Andrea Bracado. It's the 1930s and Peter Parker is a private detective by day, vigilante Spider-Man by night. Things were going well until a certain dame walked into his office to ask Peter to solve the case of her father's murder. The dame's name, Gwen Stacy. Of course, Gwen Stacy's father was a police officer. He was murdered very famously. So maybe that's what this is going to go to. So this case may not only break George Stacy's police department, but Spider-Man himself. Okay, it's a cracking month. It is a cracking month. Can Marvel pull it off? If they do, it would be amazing. So we've got more Ghost Rider. We've got Spirits of Violence #1 by Sabir Pirzada, Paul Davidson on art, and we've got a Kendrick Kunka Lim cover. Again, exciting. I like Johnny Blaze. So Johnny Blaze, and Danny Ketch, and Robbie Rees, and Kushala, Phantasma, Wolverine, and more. They're all here. They're all come to play. So Ghost Riders unite. They really do. When a strange group of new villains set their sinister plan in motion, Ghost Riders past, present, and future must combine forces to save the world. But just who is the spirit of vengeance, and what horrors do they bring from Johnny Blaze's and Danny Ketch's pasts? Forget everything you thought you knew about Ghost Rider. The most climactic ride in history starts here. And there we do. We are getting some demo art to this one here. And is that old Moonstar there on the left? Ah, okay. Looks cool. Looks cool. Interesting. Got Mephisto in the back there. I'll be reading that. And here we on to the other big events. So most of that was pretty much Age of Revelation, but we Not to forget, we've got Imperial running through this sort of cosmic event that's happening now, which I'm really, really enjoying. So I'm looking forward to getting into these sort of books that have branched off from it. And the first one is Imperial Guardians, Dan Abnett and Jonathan Hickman, with Corey Smith on art. So you know it's going to look good and you know it's going to sound good. Spinning straight out the page of Imperial, as the events of Imperial explode in fatal fashion, the Super Skrull finds himself at the center of a seditious scheme with consequences that will be felt by the entire cosmos. But he's not the only superpower looking for answers. An unlikely team is on the hunt to avert disaster before galactic order is lost for good. I'm in. I mean, it's got, like I say, it's got Jonathan Hickman on it. I'm going to read it anyway. Before I even get to Dan Abnett and Corey Smith, they're amazing as well. But Jonathan Hickman is also on Imperial 404, so I'm not reading that solicit. We don't give anything away. It just says war, which is good. It looks very, very cool. It's got the Inhumans dog there, so that looks cute. So I'm definitely picking both of these up. I've done a video on this recently. I did a little video about the announcement of the Marvel Knights World to Come universe expanding and bringing back one of its biggest characters from the original Marvel Knights, which is the Punisher. And not only that, it's Jimmy Palmiotti and Dan Panasayan. I mean, Jimmy Palmiotti is one of my favorite writers. Dan Panasayan is becoming one of my favorite artists as well. So this is going to look absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I love what they've done with Punisher. Some other YouTubers have torn it apart. I don't see the problem. He's badass. He's got big guns, big muscles. He looks angry. It's the Punisher. And he's near enough got a skull logo on his chest like he should have. So this is going to be great. Marvel Black, White, and Blood and Guts. So I don't usually go in for these books, but if you do, give it a go. Give it a go. I thought about it. I was going to pick it up. I don't know. It's got Chris Condon, Al Ewing, G. Willow Wilson in it. But I usually don't like these books because they're just little throwaway stories. But you never know. If we're short of a book that week, I doubt we will be with what I've just read. We'll give it a go. The Undead Iron Fist, however, hasn't started yet. And I am going to review the first issue. So we're not going to talk about that. Same with Battle World by Christoph Gage and Marcos Toe. I'm looking forward to reading that. So again, we're not going to go through these because first issues haven't come out. Same with Marvel Zombies Red Band, but I'm picking that up because it's Red Band, so hopefully we get more gore. And again, Punisher Red Band, I've literally just done a video on that as well. By Benjamin Percy and Julius Ota. Cannot wait. Again, classic Frank. Frank's back. This carries on from the previous run where it was Frank Castle. Again, I won't spoil it for anybody, but it's going to be great. I mean, you've got these great creators, Benjamin Percy, Julius Ota, and the cover by Marco Cicchetto. What more do you want? You've got Frank back in his iconic skull logo t-shirt, and he's angrier than ever. So I am on board. Spider-Man 94, I'm going to try out. I loved the cartoon when I was younger. But again, I'm not going to read into this because the first issue hasn't actually come out yet. The Avengers, I'm just not pulling it. I'm just not digging it. Is it getting better? I don't know. I mean, so many books to read. I mean, if I'm missing out here, guys, you'll let me know. But that's not on my pull list. Runaways, Rainbow Rouse, doing a great job. I read the first issue. I might pick it up. Red Hulk is, I mean, I know it's by Benjamin Percy, but I'm just not a big Hulk fan. I could take him in small doses. I won't be picking that up. But One World Under Doom, I absolutely detest the book. It's a nothing book. I don't know, and it's late, and it's supposed to be huge, but it hasn't done much. It's more of a murmur to me. I mean, we've got 2 more issues of it. Like I say, it's been mega delayed. Ryan North and RB Silver on it. RB Silver's artwork is the highlight of the book. I mean, they're having to put, Doom dinosaurs on covers to sell it. I don't know what this is all about. I don't think anyone does, really. But what I do know, if you've read the San Diego Comic-Con news, is where it ends. And that sounds interesting. I won't spoil it in this video if you haven't watched the other one. Go watch my San Diego Comic-Con videos. Anyway, more to come. This has been another highlight every month. I think we're 2 or 3 issues in, and it hasn't skipped a beat. Joe Quesada and Christopher Priest absolutely knocking out the park. What a great return to Marvel Knights. That's definitely on the pull list, 100%. I'm not going to give anything away yet. So the Immortal Thor, again, that hasn't dropped yet. So we've got the Immortal Thor ending and the Mortal Thor beginning, and I'm going to jump on board for the Mortal Thor. So again, that's going to be picked up. I don't go for the Disney crossover books. They're not for me. Loving Captain America. First issue's out. Chip Zdarsky and Valerio Schiti are doing an amazing job. They've reinvented his origin story. They've brought it forward to the 9/11 disaster where he's woken up shortly after, rather than, way back in the 60s. And it's really good. But there's 2 Captain Americas. That's the giveaway. There's 2 Captain Americas. If you're not picking this book up, you like Cap, now's a good time to pick it back up. It's returned to form. And it's only been 1 issue, but I'm very, very confident that it's going to continue that way. So Fantastic Four has been rebooted with the same creative team, except for the art now, which is by Humberto Ramos. I've read the first one. It's typical Ryan North Fantastic Four. If you like Ryan North and you like Ryan North's Fantastic Four, it'll be right up your street. It's not for me. I'll review the next few issues, see if it sort of I warm to it, but it's not for me. Ultimates, again, is a disaster show for me. I'm not enjoying Ultimate Black Panther, so I'm not. Ultimate Spider-Man is the highlight. It's the best book in the range. Jonathan Hickman and Marco Cicchetto knocking it out of the park every single issue. This is hands down the best Spider-Man book on the market right now. So if you want good Spider-Man, even though he's not in it a lot, I'll give you that. They'll bend this technique of telling an entire arc without him actually being in costume, right? If you like that kind of slow burn out of the costume more than he's in, although he is getting into costume more as the issues progress, this is the book for you. It looks good. It sounds good. It's everything. It's my favorite Spider-Man book going on. Now, Ultimates, for me, I'm going to be very delicate here, is the worst Ultimate books that Marvel have put out. In fact, I'll leave it there. Yes. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion is a close second as well. It's just a nothing burger. I don't know what. Well, I do know why. This book is each issue is going to go through each of the Ultimate sort of line where it all brings it together in one to go into this huge event that's obviously going to end the Ultimate Universe and restart it all over again with a big battle with the Maker. So not great. Ultimate Wolverine's up and down for me. I picked it. I said it's picked up a little bit for me. Ultimate X-Men, again, it's not my cup of tea, but Peach Momoko is doing a great job of it. It's just not my cup of tea. That's all. It's not a bad book at all. It's just not. It's not for me. It's not for me. But it is lovely. I'll give you that. Now the countdown to issue 1000 continues for Amazing Spider-Man, issue 13 and 14. So this storyline that's developing here is that Spider-Man has this big punch up with Hellgate. We was just sort of appeared in the last issue and taken Spider-Man away. Now Spidey is going to split into 2, one in space, new costume, and one still here on Earth. And each issue is going to have a different art. So we've got Pepe Larraz on number 13, John Romita Jr., the series artist at the moment on issue 14. So we've got 2 Spideys for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, they can't get one right. Why make it twice as hard, right? Obviously, they want to sell covers with a new Spidey costume, and we're getting a cosmic story because, yet again, they can't think of any good stories on Earth. I don't know what's going on with the main Spider-Man's favorite character, and this book is just upsetting me every single month. And Joe Kelly is an amazing creator, but Spider-Man book just isn't a good fit in my book. Much like Cody Ziegler's Miles Morales. Enough said about that one. I'm not picking that up. Black Cat is about to drop. There's some controversy around G. Willow Wilson's approach, but I'm trying to avoid that, and I'm going to judge the book on the first issue. So hopefully that will be out the next week or so, and we'll see what's going on. Art with Gleb Melenkov. It looks good with the cover Adam Hughes. So there we have it. Eddie Rock Carnage, I'm not reading, even though it's Charles Soule and Jesus Ciaz. I'm just not a big fan of the spin-offs from Venom, really. All new Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider, again, I'm not a big fan of Stephanie Phillips, so I'm not reading it. Spider-Girl, I tried the first issue. I think it's aimed at younger readers, so it's perfect for younger readers, but I'm slightly older, so I'm not picking it up. Again, not picking any of these books up except Spider-Man and Wolverine. I have been reading that. It's pretty good. Mark Guggenheim, Geraldo Sandoval, interesting storyline. So I'm actually gonna continue that book till the end because I like to see where it's going. Okay, I guess we're getting the facsimiles now, of course, which Marvel do each month. We've got Spider-Boy, Carl Kessel. So this is going back. Mike Wieringo. That's an old book, 1996, I think it is. Yeah, they're probably reprinting. Yeah, it's a reprinting Superboy #1 from 1996. More facsimiles. I don't really get the facsimiles. Don't know why. So another new book is Strange Tales #1. Now, if you're a role-playing game book fan, this is for you. Roll the dice if you dare. Jeremy Whiteley and Bailey Underwood. So it's Halloween. Nico Minori joins her girlfriend Carolina Dean and friends Teddy Altsman and Billy Kaplan for a rousing round of RPG, Who's, Grows, and Hydras. So basically, I think it's going to be one of those create your own journey through the books. That's what I read earlier, but it's not saying that here. So, but when a dice roll leads to goblins materializing in real life and her friends are disappearing, Nico Minori is soon left running through New York City streets with a very real dragon hot on her tail. Desperate for help, she finds herself at the Scarlet Witch's last door. Will these two witches find the missing heroes and piece together how this board game came to life? Or will their adventure end in a critical loss? Okay, I think I got that wrong. I read it was going to be one of those, decide your own fate type of books, but I think it isn't. I think they're just leaning into the whole role-playing game thing. Jeff the Land Shark by Kelly Thompson is funny, but again, I think it's aimed at younger audiences. And again, I'm just that little bit older. Emma Frost, I read the first one, didn't blow me away. I've read the second one, couldn't finish it, so I won't picking that up. So Godzilla Destroys Marvel Universe. I swore I would never read, ever, one of these Godzilla tie-ins to Marvel. And I read Jerry Duggan's Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe #1. And it's just super fun. So I'm on board. I've gone back on my word. See, I can change. I can look at new ideas and new books and change my opinion. But I'm having loads of fun with it. I thought it was really, really fun. Get yourself a coffee or a cup of tea and your favourite biscuits and read this book because it was really, really good fun. It's got some nice covers there as well. So moving on, Deadpool Wolverine 10. That's definite pickup. I'm enjoying it at the moment. There's a lot to catch up in. There's a big, deep story going along with Apocalypse, but that's 100% on my pull. So the Death of the Silver Surfer and Greg Pak. Greg Pak is, again, one of those creators that I really, really admire and adore, but this Death of the Silver Surfer is just not for me. It's pure messaging. I've done a video on it. I purely think it's to kill off Norin Rad and make way for a female Silver Surfer at a time of the Fantastic Four film, which is hitting around about now. So, yeah, that's off the pull list. The Incredible Hulk isn't on the pull list, but I am told that Philip Kennedy Johnson is doing an amazing job on it. If I was a bigger Hulk fan, I would definitely read it. New Avengers. Now, I've read the first 2 issues. It's okay. Sam Humphries and Tiago Palmer are doing a good job of it. It's got a very interesting premise. I am enjoying it. I'm going to keep reading it, at least for this arc, see where it's going. But I'm not sure. I'm still not sure on it. Fist of Khonshu, Moon Knight by Jeff McKay, I'm told is very good, but I don't read it. It's not a character I can really relate to. And these Predator books are popping out everywhere now. Oh wow, Predator Black, White and Blood at #4. Predator Kills the Marvel Universe 3. Woo. So I've read a lot of these 20th Century Studio books already. Every video that we talk about them, I say Aliens vs. Avengers is the standout. Jonathan Hickman, Esther Ribeck. I have read the first one. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm not sure. It must be Predator Black, White and Blood, I think. Yeah, that's the one I've read. It was pretty cool. There's little short stories. One really good story in there by Joe Kelly at the beginning, which is well worth the read. The other two are good, but the other two are one and done's, where this one's going to be a continuing story. Now, the continuing story is really, really good. His writing in that is exemplary. I wish he'd bring it into Amazing Spider-Man. So, although I grew up with Star Wars, I don't read the Star Wars books, so they are not on the list. But if you are a Star Wars fan, you've got Boba Fett, Black, White, and Red. I'm sure that's going to be a big one. Han Solo, Dr. Aphra, Jedi Knights, and the actual Star Wars title. So it's looking good for Star Wars fans. You've even got Legacy of Vader. So what else is coming out? We've got these Stormbreakers. Okay, that's it. We're onto the trades and specials. Now, usually what I do here is look for anything that's like an absolute edition or a hardcover special edition, oversized book, something meaty that you can put on your shelf and go, that's one of my favorite stories. And that's like the best edition I can get of it. So we're getting an Invasion box set slipcase. I don't know why you'd get that, and just buy the Ultimate Spider-Man, be done with it. Marvel Rivals, huge game, a very cool game. And they've got their first trade. And we've got more Omnis, which is my preferred collecting option at the moment. Excalibur, X-Men, Road to Onslaught. Some big ones there. Some Star Wars books. Amazing Spider-Man by Zeb Wells. Vol 1 Harker. I knew this day would come. I knew this day would come. And if you're a completionist, you're going to drop the cash to get this. But honestly, you might as well leave that out of the run like it didn't exist. At least this advanced solicit, so you've got until February 2026 to convince yourself that you can do without it. I'm sorry, Zeb Wells. It wasn't good. You know it and I know it. Okay, so more trades. Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell. And look, Nerd Initiative have put it best. Fantastic with AIPT. It is. Charles Soule is doing the best Daredevil book on the market at the moment, right? I think it's like 2 or 3 issues in of a mini series, and it's a bit like basically it's Frank Miller's Dark Knight by Daredevil. It's set in the future, and it's amazing. Like Steve McNiven's on the art, and he's emulating sort of like Frank Miller's Elektra style book. It's beautiful, and the story's compelling. Everything about it is good. Everything. I would definitely buy that if you're not already on board. Okay, we've got more trades and omnis. Anything else coming out that's other than that? No, just the usual trades. Lots of trades. More trades. Oh, Fantastic Four by Wade and Wieringo. That was a good run back in the day. That deserves a trade. I guess the Fantastic Four stuff's coming out now. You've got Aliens, Micronauts, Submariner, Avengers. No, it looks to me. So all new Wolverine is getting a modern era epic collection now. This run by Tom Taylor was brilliant. It is probably one of my favorite runs of all new Wolverine with Laura Kinney. And the omnibus is extremely expensive to get hold of now, and collecting some of the trades can be difficult. But if you want it all in one, or rather the first volume of it, which collects the first 18 issues and the first annual, grab it. It is so good. It's what made me fall in love with the character. Absolutely recommend it. And these collector editions they're doing are pretty good value for money, actually. So that's it. What a month. Oh my God. I'll have to tell my partner we can't afford food, because there is so much coming out from Marvel in what is it? October. Yes, October. It's going to be a big month. I'm going to make loads of videos, and we're going to review as much as we can. So there we go. Those are my thoughts. That's what I'm getting. Those are the new books. Let me know what you're getting. Let me know if I'm missing anything out. I'd like to hear your thoughts. And again, don't get angry if I don't like something or a creator. Just tell me why you like him. You know, convince me otherwise, right? I mean, a downvote, I don't care, right? But I'd rather have a conversation. If you think I've got something wrong, or you think that I shouldn't be harsh on a creator, just talk about it. And that's, again, the beauty of this beautiful hobby we have, is that, you know, it creates discussion, and, you know, and it forges friendships and all that jazz. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Like the video, subscribe if you can, and hopefully I will be seeing you in the next one.